Hello, 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 my people. It is author Asira. Oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, I'm coming. Okay, I forgot to shut the door. I forgot to shut the door. If I don't shut the door, you guys are gonna hear the dogs barking and my 8-year-old doing his thing, and we can't have that, right? Okay, so we are back. We are back for part two of our Love is blind review. So with author Asira. So author Asira reviews books and shows. All right, that is what we are doing. We are going to be reviewing books and shows on this channel where you will like and you will subscribe, won't you? It's free. It's free. I'm not asking for your firstborn. I'll gladly give you mine. So I don't want your firstborn. You don't have to give any money. Just like, subscribe, let people know that we're around here talking about these shows and these books. So, yes, let's get into it, right? So, the first video we talked about, and I do have my handy dandy notes with me. So, and I don't even want to say how long this video is going to be because it's going to be how long it's going to be. That's just what it is. So, I did do like a little clip saying something that I truly and wholeheartedly believe, and that has to do with the wedding. And that is, if you leave me in the room that I'm getting ready for my wedding in, pretty gifts and pretty words on pretty papers and pretty cursive handwriting, just to say I don't at the altar, it will get you a throat punch, my guy. It absolutely will. And I've been trained to do them well. Throat punches. Oh yeah. That was like day two of Okinawan Shorin Ryu was like throat punches. That's what it was. Also, we have two things that we're doing here, right? So we've got my juice. Just good old passion fruit juice. Okay, that's it. Ain't nothing mixed up in here. And I love this glass. You know where I got this glass from? My sister in law's bachelorette party. It was so cute. So, and I thought that they were appropriate because these were in like the bags that you give the guests when they come. And this was also in there. The I Do Crew. Okay, am I showing that right? Okay, here it is. The I Do Crew. Okay, because my brother and sister-in-law just got married. I told you guys that's why we're still with this hair. And I was like, you know what? I was gonna wait until my hair appointment and my nail appointment to do another video, but I was like, for what? And they already put the rest of the episodes out, so it's time for me to get reviewing. Because you guys know I watch them and then I gotta watch them again, take notes. So that's what I did. Again, have you liked? Have you subscribed? Have you shared? I would not be mad if you shared. I would actually appreciate it if you did share. I'll like, subscribe, and share your stuff. I do all the time. So what we have this for is this is some rum, right? No, I'm not gonna drink all of it. However, every time when we get to the part where when they say I do or I don't, every time somebody says I don't, we're gonna take a sip. You guys ready? So I'm telling you now, like go get your stuff. Go stop right now while I'm talking. Go downstairs, get your glass, fill it up with whatever you want, tequila, whatever. And you know what's so funny is that I was like watching this with a friend, and she's like, why they taking those little, nut ass shots? You know what I'm saying? Because the guys were like put a little bit of alcohol in the glass and then just, you know. But if it's a wedding day to somebody that I've only known for like less than 2 months, I want more than that on my wedding day. I'm with Ollie. Pull out the the alcohol out your coat pocket and take a sip. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay. So first, before we get to the weddings, we have to go back to just cover a few things like family meetings. Okay, so who are we going to start with? We will start with, again, somebody of a couple that I think are just so cute and they don't really have a lot of drama, and that is Sabrina and Steven. So Sabrina's from Ireland, Belfast, and she's in love with Steven, and they like to gratitude journal and do all of that. He did meet her mom and her sister. Her sister's name was crazy to me. Shomisha. I was like, she don't look like a Shomisha to me, but okay, I'll take it. Matter of fact, I need to look that name up and see what it is or if it has a meaning. I think I always like when names have meanings because when my father named us, our names have meanings. Like my name means to make or create. My my real government name, not Asira. That is my pen name that I write my books under. But my real name has a meaning. So I'm like, what does that mean? So I need to look that up. Okay, I'm off track. Keep me on track, y'all. Okay. So he meets her family, and the mom's just like, hey, tell me about yourself. Treat my daughter right, or you're going to have to answer to me, period. Okay. That's what every mother would say if you're a mother. You know what I'm saying? Treat my daughter right, or what we doing? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, who do we go to next? Because I feel like everybody else kind of has like, some drama with them. So I think that we are going to go to, oh my gosh, this just gives you guys more time to hang out with me while I figure this out. Because I knew what I was going to do, but I think I want to change it up, right? Because we can change it up. It's just us hanging out, so we could do that. Let us go to. All right, so you know who I would have gone to is um, Jasmine and Bobby, but I have to hold them off until a little bit later because Jasmine's mom, Jasmine's mom is. Listen, I have 4 children. I hope no one ever looks at me to be that type of mom. I don't play about my kids, but I'm not going to be all up in their business like that. Her mom is not playing at all. She's just not. So we're going to go back to them. So you know what? Let's talk about Maria and Tom, and Tosh. So this is where we're going to start, right? So they met each other's family. Tom met her family, her mom, her brother, her sister, brother-in-law. Her nieces. They might, I don't know if it's niece nephew or just nieces or whatever, and they loved them. Blah blah blah. Um, Welcomed him into the family. I think he got to see a little bit of their culture, just a little bit. And then she met his 2 sisters. I think they had the same father or something, but different moms, something like that. So he met, and again, what was coming up with Tom and Maria is the fact that Tom, with the money thing, he makes good money. And I think he does kind of, and this was an issue between them two. He kind of looks down on what she does as a profession, which is a makeup artist. But let me tell you something about a makeup artist. I mean, you have jobs that where you're creative, and then you have, other types of jobs. So, I kind of am on both sides of the fence. Like creatively, I write, but then on the other end, you know what I'm saying, I've been to school for other things. So, she does makeup. Okay, let me tell you something about a makeup artist. They do good work and they make money. So I know for sure for my brother's wedding, which was again a few weeks ago, um, it was like $100 per face. And they had to do his 6 sisters. So that was $600 right there. And then her face, that's seven. And then she had at least 5 bridesmaids. Okay, I mean, she do, and I'm not saying that they do a wedding every day, but I'm saying let's say she's booking weddings on the weekend. She coming home with a stack at least. You know what I'm saying? So and that so what's the problem? And if she's doing like other things in between there, you know what I'm saying, like prom stuff, or somebody just wants their face done, or photo shoots, or things like that. What's the problem? He did kind of like look down his nose at her about that, and but I like that she kind of showed him that he was judgmental about that, and that's we all are judgmental, but it kind of opened his eyes to that. But I don't think he kind of let it go. He still is like, that's kind of like a profession that I wouldn't take seriously or whatever. So one thing about his mom is his mom has raised him that the woman should basically pay her own way. And I'm not saying that you should raise your, son to feel like his woman should not contribute, but I feel like she kind of raised him where it's mandatory. Like he doesn't have to like provide, he doesn't have to fulfill that provider role. Where generally in a lot of cultures men just, fill that provider role, period. If their wives work, that's fine. That's added money, that might help. But the man, whether she works or not, if she's home taking care of the children or home taking care of the house, or she may not make as much as him or whatever the case may be, he's the provider, and I think that we do in traditional marriages and relationships look at men to be protection and provision. And but whatever you give a woman, we do multiply. So, whatever you give us. You bring us the groceries, we're gonna make dinner. You know what I'm saying? You get us the house, we're gonna make it into a home. So we do multiply. I feel like he doesn't see the value in that. He just feels like she needs to go bring the money, do this, do that. You know what I'm saying? And I can't knock him for feeling like that, but it's just like it was just so much of a sticking point for them. Um, so that was another issue that they were having. So let's get on down to the party. So because we're gonna end up at the parties and then we're gonna go to the weddings. So we get on down to the mixer party or whatever, and guess who finally meets Natasha or Tosh. And that was so crazy because, Maria was like, they were over talking. He finally met her. It's like, hey, do I look how you think I looked? And blah, 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 all that stuff that they do when they finally see each other. And then, he goes right into saying, like, hey, Maria and I aren't perfect. Excuse me, you pick me, sir. Okay. If you pick me, you put that ring on this finger. Okay. This finger is, what I'm saying, is causing blizzards. Then I'm going to need for you to not tell the chick that you broke up with the day that you offered me this ring that me and you are having some differences. That's not none of her business. That's not none of her business. She gonna see it when she watch it anyway. So why are you leading with that? I did not like that from Tom. Why are you leading with the fact that y'all are having issues? Every relationship has issues. I'm not gonna go tell the girl who told me she loved me or is in love with me and I had to break up with that me and my girl that I chose over her are having issues. What you that why you doing that? Like I didn't like that from him. That rubbed me the wrong way, the same way it did with this money thing that he has, like stuck in his head. I don't know. I mean, I don't dislike Tom, but like he does weird stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. So anyway, Tosh, she's sitting there putting on her lipstick in his face. We know what that means when in front of the guy that you like and you fixing your face. You like, yes, sir. Look over here. This skin is skinning. Y'all know I have my own hair and skincare line, so y'all hit me up because the skin is skinning. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, she putting on her lipstick and getting all cute for him and all of that. And I do have notes that I might glance down, but I pretty much, what I'm saying, know what I want to say about this. So so then she just kind of reminds him like, yeah, when I said I was in love with you, I meant it. Nothing's changed. Basically, that's what she said. Now Maria's in a cut with her friend, and her friend's like, yo, sis got your man over there, you know what I'm saying, hemmed up at the bar. Maria like, I don't care. I don't care. But I'm gonna tell you what Maria did a few minutes later. Maria came and was like, hey babe, my feet hurt. Let's go sit over there. Because for Maria not to care that he was over there talking to Ty, she definitely had that conversation on the damn timer. Okay, that timer in her head went off and she was like, time's up. Let's go. So, they go and talk and, continue to have a good time. And then the next morning, they're, having their little breakfast conversation or whatever. And he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, Tosh told me that she still loves me. She's like, what? She's This is one thing I can say about people in the UK. Y'all feelings like y'all really are y'all can saying kind of contain y'all feelings like we kind of know that y'all feel a type way, but y'all not as expressive with it. Cause she's like, no, that's not okay. I'd have been like, what the she said, what get her on the phone right now. No, where's she at? Let's go. We gotta meet up. Cause you telling my man, huh? We don't care. We don't care. Don't tell him that. Take that to the grave. Me and him are together now. So, you had like that little situation, but it didn't really, he was just like, I just want to draw a line under it. They never went back and talked to Tosh that, they showed us anything for him to draw a line under it. But also, I do think that he invited that conversation from her because by even opening up his conversation with, to Tosh saying, yeah, me and Maria, we good, but we not good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't like that. I didn't like, him throwing a little Usher line in there or whatever. So, that was a situation with that. So we'll get to the wedding part with them later. So that was those two. So who are we going to talk about next? Let us go with Ali and Demi. So Ali meets Demi's family. She's her dad's heart or whatever. Dad was all cute and fine. They went bowling. Dad really couldn't find anything wrong with Ali. He got all emotional. That set well. But my question is, where's Ollie's family? At the wedding, we meet his dad. That's it. And everybody don't want to be on TV, and I get that, but I'm just like, do I only got family? Where's his family at? Because I mean, that's a strong thing. Like, what is your family dynamic? You know what I'm saying? What do you come from, and how do they feel about, you being in this situation? So that was just something I was wondering about. But Ali and Demi, they were getting along. Like they were rocking. It wasn't really anything. They went and had a little cute, date, and what I'm saying, at the little, I would call it Dave and Buster type place. You know what I'm saying, little arcade place and all of that. They didn't really have a lot of drama or anything. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of just, hung out, were floating. You know what I'm saying? Learning each other until it was time for them to separate. Do the bachelor parties and get down the aisle. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah, like I'm looking, I don't really have anything, they didn't do too much, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll just get back to them when it's time for, to talk about the wedding dresses, because we're gonna talk about wedding dresses, and also, when it's time to kind of get to the wedding part. So it wasn't really anything. I just was like, where's his family? That's all. Because I would love to see that, that dynamic that he has with them. So that's that one. So let's get to Freddie and Catherine, because what? Say huh? So I went back, and when I was watching it again, this is the thing with Cirque. They feel like Cirque is pretentious. That club that I said, right? They feel like that's pretentious. That's where, the high class girlies and people go, right? Is to Cirque. So that's kind of why everybody looks at her kind of funny, that she likes to have brunch with her friends. And Freddie's kind of like, well, you kind of are living this lifestyle where you're spending a whole bunch of money or what have you, and I don't know if I like that lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? So, and she's, on the other hand, he's like, you're kind of like glitz and glam, and what I'm saying, making it rain type of chick, high maintenance basically, and I'm not really about that. And also, what he was sure to say was like, my money's my money. And on the other hand, she's saying like, no, I'm not like that. Like, yeah, I have brunch with the girls, but I might go to a fancy club for my birthday or an event, but really, I'm mellow, I'm chill. But for some reason, to him, she's giving high maintenance. Now, to me, it's not that I don't like Catherine. Catherine just kind of gives me sometimes like mean girl a little bit. Now this is the thing. She says, oh well, because I was adopted, I was bullied a lot. And so I've kind of like got this thing where, I say whatever I say, I have a wall up, I'm saying, I'm tough, and I say what I'm going to say. But also, when he met her family, and she met his as well, um, you find out that she's the only child. So some of that is, they adopted you. You are an only child. You are a spoiled brat. You are a princess. Yes, you probably do have trauma from being, bullied, for being adopted, but also I'm pretty sure they let you run amok and say what you wanted to say and do what you wanted to do, because you were their only child and you were adopted, and they were overcompensating for the fact that you would at some point feel that, your biological family abandoned you, whatever the situation was. We don't know why you ended up being adopted, but I feel like you got only child syndrome too. You spoiled, you're a princess, and you probably do kind of live that lifestyle of, what I'm saying, I'm gonna go and have brunch and high tea and do this, that, and other. And I'll say I'm a dental nurse, you know what I'm saying? I probably work part-time, 2, 3 days a week, what I'm saying, handing the dentist the tools, which is an important job. So, doing what you do. And I'm pretty sure, Daddy probably giving you some money too, and you hanging out, and Freddie like side eyeing you, because one of the things he said was, yeah, you ain't even working, so you're gonna have to move in with me, and we need to find you some work. And she probably in her mind like, Daddy cash at me every other Thursday, every other day, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, we can find me some work or not, and then you about to marry me, so you about to be, what I'm saying, your money gonna be my money. And then he throws a flag on the play and says, um, by the way, how about we do a prenup? And would you be offended if I left my assets to my sister? And let me tell you something. I would be offended if you left your assets to your sister. Even if I do feel like Catherine is probably like a little bit, high maintenance or whatever the situation may be. I feel like if I marry you, what is yours is mine, and what is mine is yours. So no, you are not going to leave your house and your things to your sister, and you pass away before me, and I have what, you know what I'm saying? And that's not even if I am working and have, accrue, whatever. I might have some money put up. I might have, some of my own things or whatever because I am independent, but we are together, so we're codependent. We are a couple. So what? Like, so you die in the house that even if you had the house when I got there, I'm still gonna make it into a home for us. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna spruce these walls up. We might change the furniture. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm here, so I'm cooking. I'm cleaning. I'm doing this. I might grab a couple bills. You know what I'm saying? While you hit the mortgage off, whatever the case may be. But then you pass away, and you want to give everything to your sister. Go marry your sister. And I'm not. It's not even that I'm against prenups, right? I'm not even saying that. I'm saying even if we're gonna do a prenup, it has to be fair to me. It can't just be I walk into this and you want to leave everything to your sister. I'm not even opposed. Let's say he has a lot of money and he says, hey, so in my will, if something happens to me, I want to leave, this much to my mom, this much to my sister, this much to my dad, this much to my brother, because my brother has Down syndrome. We want to make sure he's taken care of in every which way possible. I'm sure my parents have provided that for him, if anything were to happen to them, but I'm going to make sure that as well, which I've already talked to you about. And then you as my wife would receive X, Y, and Z. I would be down for that. But just coming out like, yo, by the way, I gotta worry that you just want my stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it to my sister. Okay, y'all in England, marry your sister. I mean, go Targaryen style. What we doing? Because if you're gonna marry me and I'm your wife and I'm your life partner and we're doing this thing called life together, and then something happens to you, what are we talking about here? And then so I was having a conversation and I said, so okay, let's say they get married because everybody been well for the most part we think everybody been you know wrestling in them sheets. You know what I'm saying? So let's say, all right, something happens, let's say we get married and 2 months later, something, God forbid, happens to you. And, right after it happens to you, I find out I'm pregnant. But you done left everything to your family. So now me and the child are over here because everybody's family is not guaranteed to be a straight up family. That family might be like, oh, yeah, you might have had a child from my, now deceased brother, but, I'll just drop them off some birthday gifts. They could visit or whatever, but I'm not going to put the house back in your name so that his heir can have it. Like, no, I don't like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you're gonna do marriage, like do what the vows say. Like y'all be, that's not to say marriages are perfect, but I'm saying like y'all men don't be really wanting to be men. And y'all don't really be wanting to take care of y'all spouses the way that you know what I'm saying, to me, a marriage is supposed to be. It's different to different people, but like Tom and Freddie kind of rubbed me the wrong way with that mess right there. I just was like, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. So that's that. As far as like, and then she, when she said that, she was like, if you wanna, if you don't want to get married, just say that. Like, don't try and sit here and say, oh, would you mind if I left everything to my sister? Yeah, I mind. I totally get that. I got that. Also, let's fast forward to their situation at the mixer. So they're at the mixer. Sam comes in, and we will talk about him later, but we're talking about him in the capacity of him and his what he was doing with Catherine or what Catherine was doing with him. So Sam comes in, or whatever the case may be. Things happen. He ends up talking to Catherine. But let me backtrack. First of all, Catherine was talking to somebody, I think it was Charlotte or somebody, and she was like, Freddie not even really affectionate with her. Like he straight told her like, I mean, you could probably be walking around here naked, and I probably wouldn't even notice. And I'm like, with a body like that, if you not know, and y'all just got together, y'all like newlyweds before the marriage, and you not trying to smack that butt or pull her into you or take her upstairs or something like that. Like, what's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? And she was like, maybe if she dressed like a protein bar. Oh, I was all to pieces because again, they do go to the gym twice a day. So yeah, if she looked like a banana protein smoothie, he'd be all over her. Maybe that's what she needs to do: make a smoothie and pour it all over her twice a day, and she gonna get what she looking for. I thought that was so crazy when she when she said that, and because I'm like, y'all are new to this, y'all should be all over each other. But she's basically like, he's not even really that affectionate, you know what I'm saying, attentive, physically with her. So I'm like, that I don't know what that's about. But she did mention it, so I did bring it up. So, and that is probably, and not to say this is right, but that is probably why she, is searching for attention from other men because she damn sure was laying it on thick with Sam. First thing she said when Sam walked in was like, "Oh my gosh, he looked like the spitting image of my ex." Red flag because he's an ex for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, he looks like my ex. So then she starts talking to Sam and she's saying stuff like, oh, I want that. Can I get the engagement ring? Because I didn't want to say it now, but I'll get back into it in a little bit. He did get his ring back from Nicole. So, he's showing Kat and she's like, oh, can I have it? Oh, I like that ring or whatever. And I'm like, sis, you got a ring. And by the way, your man is like 1.5 steps behind you. You don't think he hear what you're saying? And then she's leaning in and the giggle and the touch and the oh, we gotta get together. Oh, I'm here if you want to talk. If I was her dude, I would have snatched her up so quick. Not in an abusive way, but like, come here, let me holler at you for a minute. Cause that to me was crazy. Cause she was flirting. She was doing too much, too much. And his friend clocked it. His friend was like, listen, you need somebody that's gonna be all for you. You know what I'm saying? I think she's kind of like she's sexy and she knows it and she's a flirt. And Freddie's not okay with that. And nor I don't think he should be okay with that. I think everybody might flirt a little bit maybe sometimes, but like I think she's just like an overt flirt. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like something that kind of stuck with him too. So of course we're gonna hit back on them when we talk about the wedding. So that was kind of like Sam and Kat's dilemma. It's like prenup type stuff. He's not showing me enough affection physically, around the house. And yeah, and she flirting her behind off with Sam. Like that was inappropriate. I thought that was crazy. But she was in it. Like she was not playing. She's like, oh, we can call and get together. Oh yeah, for sure. Y'all be living on the edge. I tell you what, y'all live life on the edge. Y'all are risk takers for real. Cause mine's, oh, Bay was not. He'd be like, I'm a real dude. What you not gonna do is disrespect me. Oh, I have been put on notice. I was put on notice before, and I gathered my whole self together. Like, yes, sir. Okay. So y'all keep playing with these men if y'all want to. Keep on. So is there anything else that I want to say about them? No, I think we're good, on them. Okay, who are we gonna go to next? We are going to go to okay. Jasmine and Bobby. So we meet Jasmine's mother, Marissa. Okay. She meets Bobby. First of all, she come in the door and Bobby trying to hug her and she like, ugh. She act like she didn't even want to come in. I thought the whole thing was going to happen at the front door because she act like she didn't want to come into the apartment. He's trying to get a hug. He's like going in for it was the most awkward thing. Like he's going in for the hug and she like somebody was forcing her. Like she was not having it. And we know from like things that Jasmine has said that like her mom is overbearing and overprotective. Again, you know what I'm saying? You do have overbearing parents in every culture, but I think that some cultures they are a little bit more for different reasons. So one thing, in different cultures is education is very important to them. So they sit down to eat. It's like, are you hungry? Yeah, I'm hungry, but I don't think I'm going to be able to eat that much because I'm just so nervous to meet you and this, that, and the other. So she starts to ask Bobby questions as she should. And she says, so you've been to university? He's like, nah, I kind of struggled in school, so I didn't, do university. This woman basically called him an idiot. I said, she might as well have just said, dog, you stupid. How are you going to sit there and say, yeah, it's hard to have a conversation with somebody that don't have a degree. They're not gonna get it. You probably gonna have to write down your points in crayon. Like that's basically what she was saying. Like she like if you ain't been to university, we can't even talk on a level. We gotta talk about like the weather. And you don't know what a cumulus cloud is. You know what I'm saying? You ain't been, like I said she is insulting. Like she's very insulting. And then Jasmine was letting her know like, hey, mom, it's going to have to be some boundaries. I know we're best friends. I tell you everything, but I can't do that anymore because I'm going to have a husband and I know you. You, anything that I tell you about him, you are going to run it back and it's going to be a problem. And her mom's like, and she says, I'm not going to tell you, if we argue over like who didn't do the dishes or, who didn't clean the kitchen. I'm not going to tell you that, which he did clean that kitchen. But, or I'm not, if we having some little petty spat, I'm not going to tell that to you because then you're going to bring it up. You're probably going to pop up at our door trying to cuss him out or beat him with a frying pan or something. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to have you like interfering. There needs to be boundaries. And it does need to be boundaries because she would be the mother-in-law from hell. I promise you she would. She's just, oh my gosh. I hope I don't give that. Like, say I don't play about my boys, but or my daughter, but I'm not like I ain't getting all involved. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like that to me because what this is my fear. They love each other. Their relationship seems cool. I think that they are they could work through anything if she stay her behind out of their business. But she's not. And I think that Jasmine is going to step over some of those boundaries that need to be laid sometimes and tell her things that she don't need to know because she's just in the habit of doing that. And if they do ever break up, I promise you, as we are watching it happen on social media, because that is where it will happen, we're gonna find out that it was her mom, that her mom had something to do with it. And I like because her mom, that's just how her mom is. Her mom comes off like your business is my business. I'm gonna be all up in it. And don't and she put him on notice. She was like, and you don't lie to me. So you don't call him a dummy. Then she told him, y'all can't even afford to live in London. He was like, but I make good money from sales. So what are you talking about? You don't even know what my paychecks look like. You don't know what my bank account look like. I got your girl, and she a nurse. She got herself. You know what I'm saying? We got each other. We out here. You know what I'm saying? We gonna thug it out in London. Play right. So you know what I'm saying? And she's like, nah, because you stupid, because you don't have no degree. And don't lie to me and tell me everything. And then they were like, and we want to go abroad and travel abroad. And what about your family? She basically was like, any place y'all go, get 3 tickets because I'm coming. Y'all gonna go visit Thailand? 3 tickets. Y'all going over here to France? Oui, oui. Okay. She was not. Y'all going over here to Spain? Do tickets. Okay. She's not playing with them. She is going to be the third person in their marriage, and it's going to be horrible if they allow it. And we're gonna be watching it popcorn on Instagram, doing review videos on it. Like, girl, you see what Marissa did year two? It's gonna be crazy. So I did want to address those things because I thought that was crazy. Like, when she said that if the person doesn't have a degree, you can't even have a conversation with them. I thought that was the rudest thing ever. I was like, I said how he kept it together, but he was very respectful. Bobby was very respectful. He has been respectful of Jasmine, so I do like him for Jasmine. So, we have that there. So, let's see. Oh, it was something else I wanted to do. So, okay, so a little bit, and when we get a little bit down, start talking about the dresses, I'm gonna have to step out for a second and grab my phone because we're gonna talk about where they got their dresses from. But so that was that with that. So we have, who we have? We have Sam, Benaya, and Nicole. So Nicole is like, hey, I want to go ahead and when we go out, I'm saying, if I see Sam, I want to, give him his bracelet back, give him his ring back, and just be done with it. And Benaya's like, this is my thing though, sis. You too gullible. This fool is disrespectful, okay? And you just think he is the greatest guy. And I just don't think that when you look at him, like you see what it really is with him. And I'm just afraid that he's going to be able to suck you back into thinking that he is such a good guy when he is not. Like, he's not. I've told you he's not. Jasmine told you he's not. Your gut told you he's not. And he showed you in that little time frame that y'all had, you know what I'm saying, after the little 2 days y'all spent together, after y'all got engaged. Like, I'm just afraid he's going to pull you back in and he is not a nice person. And Sam's not a nice person. He's not. Like, he is a selfish and self-absorbed person, okay? So we get on down to the mixer. Sam comes in. um, he's talking to Benaya like, hey, I'm gonna have a conversation with you. And Benaya's like, nah, dog. I'm kind of good on you. You know what I'm saying? And Sam like, what? Like that's cold shoulder type of stuff. So then, Sam ends up talking to Ali, and he's telling Ali like, some foolishness. And Ali looked at him crazy like, yeah, all right, whatever you're talking about. I just get the feeling that they don't think you genuine or whatever the case may be. So him and Nicole have their little moment where she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you your stinky bracelet back and this ring or what have you." And he's like, I this really hurt, I didn't want it to happen, I really respected you and loved you. And then goes on to start talking about the fact that you just didn't want to stay with me because when we was together, you wanted to have sex and I didn't want to have sex. And so that's why, you didn't want to stay with me. But I'm proud of myself for not having sex with you because I was respectful of you. And I'm just like, he is going to find a way to big himself up. He just cannot help it because he's self-absorbed. He is terrible. Like, and he's not, I was gonna say not overtly. I would say that to some people, if you don't have a radar on those types of things, you may not realize because he tries to come off as if I'm so great. I'm this humble person that nobody will give a chance to, but you are anything but. And that was disrespectful. Like, okay, let's say that she did want to have sex with you and you didn't want to have sex with her. Why are we talking about that on camera? What does that have to do? You're disrespectful. Like this woman is classy. Nicole is a class act. So whatever happened in that house, that what are you talking about it for? That right there. And her thing was like, it wasn't just that. It was like there were other types of affection and things that I needed to see from you to know that this was real and like what we had in the past could translate out into the open. And you wasn't giving me that. Sir, it was not just because you ain't want to slang that schlong that night. That was because you just was not being a genuine person. And the person that she saw in the past is not the person that you were in them 2 days. And one thing is you probably don't even like the way she looked because again, let's go back to when you met her and you proposed to her, which she had to put her own ring on and all that, but I digress. And you said, I don't care what anybody says, Nicole is gorgeous. Like the whole thing is that you're not attracted to her. You are attracted to the fact that you were going to be on Love is Blind. Now you're going to have a following and, probably get some kind of brand deals and all that other stuff. You ain't want her. And then when you saw her, you really didn't want her. And I don't know why, because, her face card, like I said, matter of fact, I ran it again today and approved. I got everything I wanted from the stores. I'm good. I'm stocked. So her face card still does not decline. She's a classy woman. She's talking to you nicely. And because I'd have been like, dog, why are we talking about that right here? Like, you trying to embarrass me? You trying to put me on Front Street? We got all these cameras out here. And you talking about what happened there? Dog, don't let me tell you what happened for real. And when she gets back home and she's talking to Benaya, because okay, him and Benaya do have a conversation. And Benaya's telling him, like, I think you fake, I think you here for the cameras, I don't think you were here for her. I think you was disrespectful to her. And she not somebody I'm about to let you disrespect. I'm putting you on notice. Don't talk to my girl, don't talk about my girl. And Sam's like, well, what are you talking about? And you're trying to, make it seem like Benaya's coming out of nowhere. But then he proved Benaya's point when he said, oh, well, did she tell you that when we was the 2 nights that we together. She tried to sleep with me and I had to turn her down. And Benaya was like, dog, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You are a piece of trash. You know what I'm saying? Because why are you bringing that woman's business up? Whether that is what happened or not, why are you talking about the fact that she wanted to have sex and you had to turn her down? Like she was clawing at you and ripping your clothes off, and she was some kind of hellcat, you know what I'm saying? And you was just like, no, I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Even if that was the case or whatever, why are you telling everybody? Like this is what she's talking about and this is what he's talking about. Like you try to deny it, but in your denying, you can't help but to expose yourself. And you were just, I felt like that was disrespectful. And Benaya, I understand Benaya's frustration. Benaya's frustration is Nicole. He is he's trash. Like stop thinking that he's this nice guy because he said nice things to you behind your back. He is like trying to slander you and make you look crazy. Like stop it. And she's just like, look, I don't want to know about it. And I understand because with her, she's like, look, it's over with Sam. Whatever, if he said it, he said it. If it's true, it's true. Whatever the case may be, I don't care. I'm with you. I don't want it to muddy up what we have. And I get what she's saying, but I also hear what Benaya is coming from because, like, what if you out for coffee one day? You know what I'm saying, or tea, and you run into him and then y'all get to giggling and then you start to forget the fact that he's a piece of trash. Like he is horrible. He's corny. I cannot stop. Don't do it. Leave him alone. I don't care how much he smile and try and say sweet stuff or say condescending things in a sweet way. He is selfish and self-absorbed, and he is not good for anybody except somebody else that's like him, because then they can go make each other miserable or happy or whatever. But don't go ruin nobody else's life because you're garbage. Because that's definitely the feel I get from him. So anyway, so that was like, the little situation with Sam and Benaya. Um, and so that's that on that or whatever. So he got his stuff back or whatever. And so that's that. So now we are shopping for wedding dresses and tuxedos. I mean, the guys always had, have their, little tux thing, but you know what we like? We like to see the women get their dresses and all of that stuff. So give me 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds, 2 seconds. I'm coming. Don't leave. Wait, 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 wait. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I hope you took this time to go get your drinks because we're getting ready to get to the wedding and we're gonna have to do shots. Okay. All right. All right. So I got it. I got it. I got it. So this is what I want to say because I'm always going to shout out businesses. So we are down to our dress shopping, and I love a good wedding dress. I love a good wedding dress. I'm actually the model on two of my books and two different wedding dresses that I did for the books. I love a wedding dress. So the women got their wedding dresses from Evely, Evelie, in the UK. Okay. So and I may try and put the link in. And I'm definitely gonna tag them. But yeah, it's Evely, bridal advice and ideas. So yeah, so that's where the women went to go get their dresses. The families there, when people are dress shopping, it's always, they're crying and talking about how much they love each other, and love the way that the person looks and yada 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 and all that. And that's all good and fine and well or whatever. So that's what it was. But what I want to get to really quickly is I want to get through the dresses and like how I felt about the dresses on the women. So let me find that page. But I will just keep on talking. So let's say, oh, here it is. Okay. So Sabrina's dress, right? And I'm not going to get into like, oh, that was, I mean, I might say, oh, A-liner, sweetheart, or whatever. But I just want to talk about like how they looked in their dresses. For, because some dresses that I've seen on Love is Blind, US and different places, I'm like, So, but the women look beautiful. Let me just say this: no matter what, they look beautiful. But like how you just feel like sometimes a dress may just like kind of look a little bit, saying you like that. I don't know if that fits her. Okay, so Sabrina's dress, I felt like it was gorgeous. I felt like she looked gorgeous in her dress. I like the bodice for her. Um, and then she had that split, so she was giving some leg, you know what I'm saying? So she was saying, yeah, like I'm giving princess, but I'm giving, yeah, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the night, you know what it is, my guy. So I love that. And you know what I loved is when she was like, when they were like, "Oh my gosh, he's so lucky," and she was like, "I'm lucky too." And I was like, oh. So you could really tell that her and Steven loved each other. You know what I'm saying? They really did. And I really felt like when he see her, he's gonna be like, yes, because she really did look nice in her dress. And I was trying to think like, should she do a tiara with her dress? But I'm happy that I'm happy with a veil. I think a veil would do good with that dress. So she looked very good in her dress. She was gorgeous. She looked like a bride. She felt like a bride. And that was, you know what I'm saying, what it was for her. And I mean, first of all, what can't Sabrina wear anyway? Because I ain't even gonna get into it. So Nicole got curves for days. I love Nicole body is Nicole's body's tea, passion fruit juice, and 2 shots of rum. Cause her curves are just like where they supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? She giving grown woman, and I love that. So hers was form fitting. It was the sweetheart. No, I'm sorry, that was Maria. I'm sorry, Nicole. I'm lying. Okay, so I should have said Maria. I'm talking about, let's talk about Maria. Maria's dress, that was form fitting. Her body looked so good in it. I only thing I could think when I saw it was like rah rah boom. Like, isn't that how they say it? Rah rah boom. Rah rah boom or whatever. When you see somebody or like, like the cartoon and the person walks out and like the eyes on the cartoon character like pop out of their head or whatever. I'm showing my age. Don't age me. So I thought that she looked so good in her dress. I thought that like the sweetheart neckline and everything, it fit her really, really well. And I was like, I wanted a veil with her dress just because it was sweetheart. And I felt like if she wasn't gonna wear anything around her neck, then it she may need a little bit of something to make it stand out a little bit more. But she was beautiful. And on her wedding day, she was gorgeous. She did not have a veil. She did not have a tiara. She didn't have any flower braided through her hair or anything. but the hair was hairing. Okay, the body was bodying, the dress was giving. And yes, I still would have liked maybe a necklace. Like this is the necklace that has my dad's picture in it. I would have liked maybe. I mean, she did have on a watch that her dad gave her, and I thought that was so touching, on her wedding day. But yeah, for her wedding day, she looked gorgeous, and Sabrina on her wedding day, of course, gorgeous. The veil, everything. She just, I, I loved it. Like they were giving bride, they were giving I'm somebody's wife, and I thought that it looked so good on them. Jasmine, her dress was pretty. Jasmine is pretty. I think that for Jasmine, okay, of course those people know her better than we do, because but we're just watching her, you know what I'm saying, on there. So they felt like that dress was her, you know what I'm saying, in dress form is basically what they said. But to me, I think for how fiery she is, she could have got something that was a little bit more ostentatious or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that I would see Jasmine as something that's a little bit more rah rah, you know what I'm saying? But she did, again, she was beautiful. I just saw her in a different type of dress. But I mean, she was pretty in her dress, you know, she looked good. She looked good on her wedding day. She was gorgeous, you know. I was with it, but I wanted more from her dress. I felt like the other women's dresses kind of like fit them better, you know what I'm saying? Um, Demi, our resident tomboy. I love Demi and her dress. Demi's dress and Demi's curves were just doing it. I was like, yes, I love a a full figure woman in a wedding dress that fits them well. I remember when full figure women really, when you try and go in and buy something off the rack, and this is how why I'll say this, right? I used to be over 300 and some pounds. Now I'm not. I'm in the hundreds. So, you know, I'm not saying it to be like, oh, I'm just saying that like I've lost so much weight. However, there was a time that I was engaged and I was around almost like I say probably at that time I was probably like two something. So I was wearing like a size 22, 24. And trying on dresses to this person that I was engaged to at the time for us to get married. The dresses that they had for like my size, I could have just like they were like I don't know, like oversized doilies. It was just nothing. They weren't given. It was like it looked so matronly. Like everything, nothing was sexy. Nothing was, you know what I'm saying? And I went to Davis Bridal and other places, you know what I'm saying, boutiques, and I was like, wow, all y'all dresses ugly. I mean, I know I'm a big girl, but I'm still T. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no problem getting nobody, apparently. You know what I'm saying? He trying to marry me, so y'all don't have anything better. Like, you know, you gotta go get your dress made if you wanted it some. So I mean, I know that they have better options out there now. And I'm just saying that, like, you know, being a bigger person, it used to be harder to find nice looking wedding dresses. So Demi finding a wedding dress that like fit her so well, and she just was beautiful in it. She was saying that, you know, they had to do some alterations to it or whatever because it was a little bit too small. But hey, honey, you was in it. She was in that dress and it was giving. Okay. She was like, I put that she was womanly and she was shining, you know. And one thing that I did appreciate from her is that, you know, she did say that her parents showed her what a good wedding, like what a good marriage looked like. You know, they've been married for 16 years now. Ali said something later on after their wedding. He said that, or, you know, when they were getting ready for the wedding, that her parents had been married for 16 years, but then had been together for 16 years before that. I'm not giving you 16 years of boyfriend, girlfriend, and then before we get married. I just want to, let me just put you on notice right now. I'm not doing that. Okay. I was talking to somebody before and they was like, oh, you wouldn't wait a 10 piece for somebody to propose to you? No, I'm not waiting 10 years for you to propose to me. I don't have the patience to wait 10 years for you to propose to me. I don't even have the patience to wait for a 10-piece nugget in the drive through. I get 5 piece because I ain't got time. Let me get 5 piece because y'all gonna take too long if I ask you for an extra five. I don't have the time. I don't, and neither do you. So if because one thing about a man is a man knows if he's gonna marry you or not. It don't take him 10 years to figure that out. If he's taking 10 years, then that's because you ain't made him feel like he gotta move. And he getting everything he need from you. So why marry you? That's how he feels. So that is what it is. You know, and but I do anyway, I do think that it's good when you do have a good role model. Like my parents were married over 50 years before my dad passed away in 2021. So, you know, when you see those marriages that last, it does give you a good picture of, you know what I'm saying, what a marriage is supposed to be. So she did, you know, tell her mom that she appreciated her parents showing her that, and that in this process, you know what I'm saying, with Ali, she was like, she had found, you know what I'm saying, a confidence in herself. And, you know, and also she has an idea of what she wants in a marriage and in a husband because of what she saw. And I think that that's so important because as parents, we do, you know, show that, you know what I'm saying, to our children. They see like how we live and how we come up. Like, okay, let's go back really quickly. Because this is what I wanted to say about uh Jasmine and Marissa. Her mom's projecting onto her because her mom had two failed marriages, and obviously things that she was saying, like men, you know, they like you one day and then they want to upgrade the next day. That was probably her experience. Like she probably had, you know, these two different men or whatever, and they probably what, I don't know, stepped out on her or had eyes for other women, or maybe, you know, looked too much or flirted too much with people who she thought was younger or prettier. And she's kind of projecting that onto, you know, Jasmine, and one on one hand not wanting it for her, but also saying like you need to just basically kind of do what I tell you to do because I don't want this for you. Kind of like projecting that onto them. So and Jasmine is scared. Like she's scared because she's like, I saw that happen with you and I don't want that to happen with me. You know, I just want to be happy. So just let me be happy. You know, so yeah, they look at us and like what we go through in our relationships, and that's what they model their relationships after. So, you know, if you have a good foundation and, you know, you've seen a marriage last, a healthy marriage last, you know, because you could have a miserable 16 years, but if you've seen a healthy marriage last, then it kind of gives you an idea of what you want in a marriage. So I thought that that was cool that Demi did say that to her mom, and I thought that that was very, you know, it was a blessing that she's gotten to see that, you know, with her parents, you know, so that was nice. But back to her dress, she was given, and on wedding day she was given. I wish her hair was different. I wanted her hair more out. It was kind of like behind the veil, but I wanted her hair more out, and it just wasn't. So, but I mean, she was still gorgeous. She was still beautiful face, all of that. But so yeah. Okay, so Catherine, her dress, it was pretty. It reminded me a little bit of Sabrina's dress, and then like her sleeves, of course, were different than Sabrina's, but kind of just like in the bodice area. Um, yeah, I thought that her dress would have been like sexier too. But I also understand like when you're a very sexy person, like you know, you give sexy all the time. Sometimes for your wedding, you want to be, what's this new thing that everybody's saying? Demure. I'm like, did y'all really just learn that word? It just be amazing to me, the words that have been out here in this dictionary, in this life, in these classrooms for all of these years. And then one person says it, and then, you know, everybody looks it up and they run with it. I'm like, y'all didn't know that word before? But anyway, but since this is the word, you know what I'm saying, and we want algorithms and things, we're going to say demure on your wedding day. You know what I'm saying? But I thought that she could have had a dress that just did way more for her body and her figure. But then, I mean, with that, you know, 24 pack stomach she has and them legs, I mean, the girl could get married in a potato sack. So, I mean, what are we even talking about? I mean, I'm nitpicking at this point. Her dress was pretty, you know, she looked pretty in it on her wedding day, and you know it was given. I just, you know, those were just two dresses that I felt like, you know, Jasmine's dress, you know, she, it was pretty, but I thought that it would just give more fire, and Catherine's dress I just felt like would give more, you know what I'm saying, more you know what I'm saying. I just thought it would get more of that, you know what I'm saying. That's not to say, like I said, they were all gorgeous on their wedding day, they all look pretty in their dresses. I just thought that, you know, they would give more. And again, one more time, we are going to say that their wedding dresses came from Everly. I hope I'm saying that right, Miss Everly. Don't get me if I'm saying it wrong, but Evelie, that is the boutique that they got their wedding dresses from, and even did a little bit more research into, are they paying for their own dresses? Because you know the Love Is Blind UK, I mean Love Is Blind USA got all types of. We found out all types of stuff. They was running a little racket over there. But yes, production did pay for their dresses. However, they did have to, and this is where what I will say, they had to pick from a certain selection of dresses. Um, that is so. When I am saying that, you know, I felt like maybe their dresses could have given more, if you are limited, if you're like, okay, production is paying for the dress, so these are my options, then you will pick the, you know, what you feel like is the best option for me. So they did not have, you know, the selection of the whole store. They had to pick from, you know, this selection of dresses. You know, I don't know how many, but this selection of dresses. So that is, so they chose the ones that they felt fit them best from that selection. Now, if they wanted to spend their own money on dresses, then they could have, gotten whatever they wanted, but I don't know if it was something in their contract that said, hey, you can't do that because then that's gonna make the other girls feel bad because what if she can't afford to get, you know what I'm saying, a dress and then here you come and your dress, you know what I'm saying, you look like a siren song in it and she's like, well dang, I look like a beach mermaid, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that was the case, but they had to choose from a certain selection and they all look beautiful on their wedding day. So what are we gonna do? We're going to take the dresses and segue into the wedding day because for real, the bachelor and the bachelorette parties didn't really have nothing going on. This is another, well, I will say this. What is it with y'all? What is fun about? Okay, so the guys on for the what's the name? They were on that thing that you gotta pedal. You gotta pedal it while you drinking and riding around town. Why do I want to be exercising while I'm getting drunk on my for my bachelor or my stag day, my stag party? You know, why do I want to do that? I don't. I don't put me in a car. Put me in a party van. That stuff is cute. You know, if you're on the boardwalk, you know what I'm saying, the beach, you might, you know, ride a mile down, turn back around, come back to your hotel, you know, because you can rent the little bikes that you drive or whatever. Some people you do that stuff on vacation and stuff like that. Okay. But that what is fun about that? And they were joking, they were like, look, at least three people are not pedaling. I would have been like, yeah, I'm not pedaling. I'm not pedaling. I'm sitting Indian style, drinking this beer. So if y'all trying to get there, y'all better put some extra oomph in it because I did not sign up for this. Y'all told me this is what we was gonna do. My vote was get a party bus. That's why I said, where are the people that just want to chill? God, why everything got to be an exercise? Chill out. Good Lord in the morning. Anyway, okay, so we are to the wedding, guys, and we're only an hour in. So that's good. This is not going to be like too long. So let's get to. So, okay, I hope you guys have your alcohol of choice because we are going to take a shot for everybody who said I don't. And I'm going to have a chaser because I don't do the shots. So, okay. I don't even know if I'm going to be calling these in order. But because when I watched the weddings, I did not have my notebook. I was not in my house, so um I did watch them again later, but then I still didn't even take notes. So it may not be in order, but we're gonna go. So Sabrina and Steven both look so good. He looked like James Bond, like 007. You could tell he crossfits. He looked good in his suit. Sabrina was gorgeous. She didn't need too much makeup because her face card gives anyway. Um, she was very pretty, very pretty. Hair, you know, back and everything, and you know they said their vows and they did get married. So we do have one couple. We have Sabrina and Steven. They are married. Yes, they are married and in love, and I wish them the best. Okay, they didn't have too much drama. Like I said, they give grown people energy. I love them together. Um, we're not gonna get, you know, some of the couples from before, but I do feel like they're just like a couple that I feel like they were made for each other. This show was made for couples like them. They found each other, and I would be surprised if in 6 months, a year, 2 years, they weren't still together. So I really, you know, I love them together. I'm glad that they got married. So then we go to Tom and Maria. Okay, Tom's mom was dead ass. She was not playing that mess. Tom's mom did not feel like he should be having this. Hold on a second. I hear a little bell going off, which means that my dog has come into the room because this is my office slash dressing room, and it's off of my bedroom. So when I'm hearing things out there, that means like the little bells and stuff. And now my dogs are barking. So yeah, they were in my room and now they're not. So 'cause I was like, what is that ringing? Oh, it's a dog. So sorry. So we're back anyway. So Tom's mom was like, I ain't coming. I told you I wasn't coming. I don't agree with this experiment. You don't know this woman like that, you know, to be meeting somebody and marrying them in such a small space of time. She really didn't show up. But what I thought was so nice was that Maria's mom found her way over to the suite that him and his friends and family were in and told him, You are my son from this day on. You call me mom. I'm here for you. I'm your support. And he's taking it all in. He's like, yes, she was just a class act. Yeah, I love you. Put your hand on your heart and tell me that you're going to take care of Maria. He's like, I'm going to take care of Maria. They get down to the aisle. Maria again looked gorgeous. She's in her dress, hair up, no veil, no tiara, no necklace or anything. But she was just getting classic beauty, and I love a good classic beauty. So I didn't hate that she didn't have a veil on. I thought I would, but I didn't hate it. So she, they go to say what they're gonna say, and Tom says I don't. Tom says I don't because of their values. Okay. And what did we see this whole time? That their values were clashing. Culturally, that's the thing. And he's like, look, she's going to raise my son. This is basically what Tom said. Maria's going to raise my son to be a provider and a protector. And she's going to raise my daughter to know her worth and know that she deserves a provider and a protector. I don't like that. That's what I heard. That's all I heard when he said. Because let me tell you something. My parents, when they raised us to be independent. We all, have gone through schools. We had more than one. We may have more than one career. You know, as and my mom would say this because it was six girls and one boy. And my dad took care of my mom. Like I said, financially, he was a provider and a protector. Period. Period. So I already knew that if you was a F boy, you was not marrying me. So I already knew that. However, my mom still, she in the process of teaching us how to be submissive, and how to, make a home. She also taught us to be independent because she said you never know when a is going to mess up and you got to step and take care of you and your kids. So she always said, have a plan B, have a plan B. It will be nothing wrong with Maria raising her daughter to go to university, have a good job, but also find a man that's going to be a provider and a protector for you. You know what I'm saying? And you can be his helpmate. Like that is what you are supposed to be. At least that's what I believe in a marriage. So Tom's like, she gonna raise my son to be a provider and a protector, and my daughter to be provided and protected, provided for and protected. And I don't like that. That's all I heard. And I thought that was just crazy. But I'm glad that, you know what? I'm glad that that was the case because finances and things like that are one of the main reasons that people do get divorced because they get over things. People get over affairs, they get over, different forms of abuse and things like that to continue. And I'm not saying that you should or you shouldn't in either case. I'm just saying the marriages survive those things. But sometimes when it comes to that coin, that's where people part ways. So I'm glad that he figured it out now and let her go get somebody who's going to be her provider and her protector and let her stay home, you know, for a year or two, the crucial time in their child's life and raise their daughter to know that she deserves the best. Because if not, you get people like Nicole who are absolutely wonderful, but don't know that they should have somebody who has a house and somebody who's not going to tell the whole world that they wanted to have sex and he wouldn't have sex with her. Like trying to make her out to be some harlot or something. You're going to get somebody like that. Like, no, let her go and find somebody who's going to be a provider and a protector and they're going to raise their children with those values. Good time. You did not, I'm not going to say you didn't deserve Maria, but I'm just going to say you're not that. You know what I'm saying? And you're not willing to be that. Your mom raised you that women should pay their own way, whatever the situation. I don't know what your mom's situation was. I don't know if it was like, you and your sisters have the same dad, but not the same mom. So I don't know if your mom was put in a situation where she had to, you know, be like that. Like that was the situation or whatever. So she had to be independent. So she's like, the woman should pay her own way. I do think that a woman should have a plan B, and that may not come from a job. That may come from, let's say her husband gives her an allowance and she puts money up, and she makes sure that paperwork is in order, that if anything happens, she's taken care of. But for him, I just thought it was weird, especially since he has such a good job. He just, some people be worried about the wrong things. So what do we have to do? Because that was an I don't. We gotta take a shot. And this is about four shots. Yeah, 4 or 5 to me. So don't think that I'm gonna take this whole shot. We're gonna take a shot. Oh, to Tom and Maria. Okay. Okay, so let's get to Jasmine and Bobby. Looked gorgeous, said their vows. At first, she was saying, so, okay, let's back up. She's getting her makeup and stuff done. She's talking about her mom. Her mom done put some stuff on her head. Her mom done told her, look, I think that you're more into him than he is into you. And sidebar, let me tell you something that my mama did tell me. My mom said that the man should love you more than you love him. She did. I don't know. Do y'all agree? Do y'all agree that a man should love the woman more than she loves him? My mom did say that. My mom said that the man should love the woman more than she loves him. I don't disagree with that. But anyway, I just want to put that out there. So when she said her mom said that she was more into Bobby than Bobby was into her, I don't know if that's true or not, but it wasn't surprising that she said that. But also, again, she was projecting probably things that she has, been through onto her daughter. So it could have been her projecting that onto her daughter. And also, she said, I don't think that with his job, he can afford to take care of you. Bobby said he makes good money in sales. So he said, I mean, he said that to her. He has not shown that he can't take care of her. He said, I think we'll be fine living in London because I make good money in sales. But maybe she feels like, okay, that's what he does now, but he does not have a university degree. Like he's not a lawyer, he's not a doctor, he's not an engineer, he's not an architect, he's not a landscape, what I'm saying, structural landscaper like Benaya. He's not those things. So when months that sales are down, is he going to be able to take care of you? You know what I'm saying? And the same, is he going to be able to keep you in the lifestyle that you are accustomed to? Which I get that can be a worry because sales do go up and down depending on the sales go up and down. Period. I have 3 businesses, so that is what it is. Um, so yeah, that just is what it is. So she probably feels like sometimes it'll probably be good, but then sometimes it won't. You want somebody who is going to be consistent and keep you in a lifestyle that you're used to, because you don't want to get used to a certain lifestyle. Then sales are down for 6 months, and y'all gotta, sell the house, sell the Beamer, go ahead and get that Hyundai, and what I mean, you don't want that. So it's a worry, but it did put doubts in Jasmine's mind. So I honestly didn't know because her mom is such a big influence on her. Then her mom comes in dressed like her marriage was right after Jasmine's. But I do think that the mother of the bride should look nice, okay? But Jasmine even looked at her mom, was like, "Girl, you look good." And what did she say? I can't let you outshine me. And that was one thing I said in my mind. I said some women do compete with their daughters at times, and I did feel like it was a little bit of wedding day competition, going on when her mom walked in there. So, her mom did look nice or whatever, but yeah, she said I couldn't let you outdo me. But she was, happy that her mom was there. She did come. She walked her down the aisle. They, her and Bobby looked into each other's eyes, said their words, and they did get married. So no shots. I know y'all out there doing shots. I said when they don't get married, Jasmine and Bobby are married. Put the shot glass down. Luscious. I promise. Get yourselves together, okay? Who is our next couple? We married off Sabrina and Steven. We married off Maria and Tom. No, we didn't marry off Maria and Tom. We just had a shot for them. We just married off. Um, okay, so let us go to Ali and Demi. Ali and Demi. Ali just, first of all, Ali, where are your people? Because the people that he had with him, and you could be a friend to that person, I think was a guy from the pods. And then we finally meet his dad, and they have their, oh my goodness, the name escapes me, but the little things you put alcohol in, and and I bought them for people, but I just don't remember the name of it right now. But the little thing with the alcohol, they take a little shot or whatever. But other than that, like I'm like, Ali, where are your people? Because I think that means a lot. So I would want to know on a reunion or at some point, like where his, what I'm saying, his family is. And like, did they just not want to be there? I mean, his dad was with somebody when they came down the aisle, but I don't know if that his mom. Because Ali looks like he could be mixed the same way that Demi is mixed. She's not black, she's not white, she's biracial. And he's given biracial too. So maybe, what I'm saying, and they just didn't want to be on TV, that's fine. But I was just like, where are your people? But his dad did come. And he was helping his dad get ready, like his dad was getting married, but they were cute together. And so I'm glad he did have his dad there for support. So, Demi, the whole time I was not sure, but and I think that I was like, man, maybe Ali might be looking at her like to be in a friend zone. You know what I'm saying? But I did feel like he loved her. I did feel like that. But I was like, he might be looking to friend zone her too. So they get to the front, they say their vows, and then when it's time to say I do, Demi did not. Demi, you threw me. You threw me. But her face, I don't. This is the thing. I think that up until then, I felt like kind of secure that she would. But on the wedding day, Demi's face and her body language, and I know that they try to throw you off so that you don't know if they're gonna do it or not. But she was definitely giving me like, I don't know. She was definitely giving me, I don't know. So I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. And when she got up there, she did say no. And I think I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised. But I'm happy and I'm glad that she voiced why. She said, in this process, I've learned a lot about myself. My self confidence is built up, and I know what I want in a husband. And I'm not saying that you don't have that. I'm saying you don't have it all right now. But at some point, we will get to that place where you will have everything that I deserve and a man for a husband, but it ain't today. So I'm not gonna say I do today. However, it wasn't given like we're gonna break up. It was given we're just gonna keep working on it. You know what I'm saying? And Ali was thrown for a loop too. Ali was about to pull that thing out his pocket, do a shot right up on the thing. He was like, "What? You me? You saying no to me? Craig David met a girl on a me, and we chilled on a sun me." Craig David lookalike, the one they call when he need a body double? Me? He said no. What? But then when he talked about it later, he understood. So that's another thing. When like things like that happen, but he understood. He understood it. And he like, he was a little shocked, but he was like, hey, we still appreciate y'all coming or whatever, and blah blah blah. And she was okay. I think that she was settled in her decision, and I'm happy for her. However, I'm not happy for me because Demi, you're the reason I have to take a second shot, and it burns. Are y'all ready? Woo! Mm. Okay. Good Lord in the morning. All right. So we are down to Freddie and Catherine. So this is why I said if on the wedding day I get into my suite where I'm going to be getting ready, you have given me diamond earrings, a beautiful letter. The earrings match my ring, okay? A beautiful letter. Okay. So Freddie's talking to his sister, who he wants to leave his whole life to. And the sister's like, I don't think y'all on the same page. Freddie's like, no, but I love her. And she's like, yeah, you can love her, but I don't think y'all on the same page. And Freddie gets down to the front, and they get down to the front. And Catherine looks gorgeous, and I think she had best hair for the wedding. I think for her it was like if I have to, it was best hair. Um, and she's like, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna marry you. Yes, I do. And she's ready, and Freddie's like, that's all fine and good, but I don't. Then he goes to hug her. She's like, don't hug me, and I'm like, yes, sis, don't hug me, don't hug me. And he's just like, I think I just need to see. Basically, his reasoning was, I think she high maintenance, and she trying to hide it, and I need to see if she is really living this high maintenance, what I'm saying, life of going out to brunch with her friends and going to Cirque for her birthday. And because basically he's like, I want to see if this chick is trying to just spend all my money because I don't really know her. That is what I heard when he said what he said. Like when Tom said what he said, I just heard what I heard. Like I can cut through all of the minutia and let's get to the bottom line here. What are you really saying? What are you talking about? And that was what that was. So yeah, um, they did not, in fact, get married. But he said he wanted to continue their relationship, and he even went and talked to her. My thing is, I would have throat punched him until he passed out on that bed, and then I would have gathered my stuff and I would have left in a limo and went on, and we just wouldn't have been together no more. And that's just on period. Or like my 74-year-old mom likes to say, that part. Yes, she also says peace out before we hang up on the phone. I cannot with her. I love her so much. Um, yeah. No, don't. And even her friend said the same thing that I was saying to myself because she was like, I just hope Freddie says yes. And her friend was like, he gave you earrings, this note, you know what I'm saying? Why would he do all of that? You know what I'm saying? Just to say no. He's gonna say, yes, girl, you good. And afterwards the girl was shocked too. The friend was shocked. She was like, why he gonna give you them diamonds and this, that, and other, and act like he gonna marry you with this nice letter about how he love you and y'all gonna grow together and da 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 da, and then say no. Like that's crazy. However, I do feel like the ones who said no, they did say it, but because they felt like that was in their best interest. I would not say to marry somebody that you're not sure of. I would say don't cap me up. If you know you're not sure, whatever. But he did say that even standing there, he wasn't sure. But his sister basically hit on something that he was already thinking. So by the time he got to the altar, he was like, okay, I can't do this. And I could see in his face. To be honest, I didn't think that Freddie was going to marry Kat. I think that she thought that they was way better in a way better place than what he thinks. So I think, she's like, oh, I love Freddie. I can't, I can't wait. I can't believe I get to wake up to him every morning and everything. And I'm not saying, but I felt like what Marissa was saying about Jasmine being more into Bobby than Bobby was into Jasmine is kind of what was going on. And not that Freddie was not into Catherine, but I feel like Catherine thought that they were in a better place than what they were. And Freddie knew like there were bumps that he just couldn't really get over and things that he still needed to see. And Catherine probably felt like it was things that they needed to see, but they would just see them inside of the marriage. And he was like, no, I'm not even going to marry you to see that. I need to see these first before we get married. And I can't knock that. It's 6 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of time. So if you're not ready, you're not ready. Like, I get it. I'm not mad at it, but just don't leave me all this sweet stuff if you have doubts that are that big that if your sister just says, I think you're on a different page, that's just going to change what you say to me within an hour. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole thing. You knew what you were leaning towards, and it only took for your sister to tap you with a feather for you to go ahead and do what you wanted to do anyway. That's what I don't like. But hey, now you get to leave the stuff to your sister because you're not married. At least not that we know. But we'll see whatever happens on the reunion because we will be doing a reunion one reunion review when that comes out. So, did we already do our shot for them? Yes, we did our shot for them. So, who do we have left? We have Nicole and Benaya. Beautiful. Just beautiful. She looks so beautiful. Um, I want him to get her a house, a flat, a cardboard box that's reinforced, something, somewhere for her to live. If he could do that for me, I won't have a problem with him. My only problem would be his messy man bun that he had for the wedding, sir. But we know how guys like that like they're messy man buns. At least it had been brushed and it was in a messy man bun. And it didn't look how it was looking in the pods. And not that I hate this hair in the pods. It just was like, that little top ponytail and then the hair hang. It's just like everyday casual stuff, you know what I'm saying? So he pulled it up in a man bun, he got it together. But they got up there, they said their vows, and they are now married. And I'm happy for them. I think that they are a good couple. I just want her, again, to understand that she deserves a provider and a protector. She does have a protector in him. And this is one thing that I was saying with Benaya. He's I don't think that he's not smart. I think that he is smart because the thing is, if I'm house sitting, then I'm not paying rent and I'm not paying mortgage, but I'm making money because I'm working. So Benaya is probably a millionaire. I'm gonna look up their net worth. For real, because if I'm not paying mortgage, I'm not paying rent. And like the money that comes in is just like basically, I mean, the man freaking backpacks and hitchhikes like it's the 70s. Okay. This man is a millionaire. You ever see like the million, you know how you could tell a millionaire, specific ones, their shoes look like they're 2 days past needing, to go in the trash. They just like they don't care about the material things. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they got the money, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? But when you go to their house, you can't just look at it. You have to span it to take it all in. You know what I'm saying? So if he's been good with his money, this money that he's been saving by house sitting, while he works, then they should be in a good place. Like he should, the day after the wedding, he should have taken her house shopping. So we'll see how that worked, because that nomadic lifestyle is fine for a single man, or a single person, as long as you're like, putting your coins to the side. But when it's time for you to marry, you do need you need to have a home base. And I don't think that I think Nicole she's up for travel, but she ain't up to be homeless. And I hope he don't talk her into it. So but I do love them together. I do love the way that they love each other. And I think that they'll do well. I really do. So that I think that's it. That is all the tea on Love is Blind. This is Love is Blind Part 2. I hope you guys liked and subscribed, comment, share. What do you think? Do you agree? Would you even do this experience? What did you think about the wedding dresses? Do you think that these are real questions? Like I'm asking you guys these questions. I want you to answer these questions in the comments. YouTube. Sometimes you guys come to my social media and answer me in my inboxes, which I don't hate, but let's do the engagement on YouTube, guys. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Okay. So do you think that Jasmine and Bobby are going to make it with a mother such as Marissa? Do you think that Tom and Maria made the right decision? And what do you think about the way Tom views marriage and, partnership as far as financially, and how Maria does? What do you think is going to happen with Demi and Ollie? Do you think that they'll stay together, or do you think that they'll just end up being really good friends? You know what I'm saying? Benaya and Nicole, what do you think about them? And Freddie and Catherine, do you think that they'll last? And do you guys think that Catherine is this high maintenance person that Freddie thinks she is? Or do you think that like he's just, you know what I'm saying, he's just off the mark with it? So let's talk about those types of things. And what did you guys think about the dresses? What did you think about the bridal dresses? Did you like them? What did you think? Did the girls look good or did they not look good? So that is it, guys. I love doing reviews. The next review, and I will still be in this attire because I'm going to do it as soon as I stop this, is going to be on the first episode of From. Now, I'm not going to do this episode by episode, but since last night I rewatched episode 1 and took notes, I'm just going to do the first review on episode 1 of From. There will be some spoilers in it. So if you have not watched it, or if you're somebody who does not like spoilers, then watch it first and then come to the review. But that's how that's gonna go. But I appreciate you guys spending another hour and almost hour and a half with me. All of my reviews will not be this long, but Love is Blind UK just has like so many couples, so many things going on. I also read that it was like 11 couples that got engaged, but I guess they just went with the ones that they felt like were gonna give, better TV. I don't know how true that is. I didn't look into it, but I did see it a couple times online. So hopefully, at some point we will see who those couples were, just to see, what I'm saying, who they were. But that happens every season, we found out. So that is what it is. But thank you guys for hanging with author Asira, who does reviews on books. Yes, see books. Oh, books. That don't worry, that's not my bookshelf. That's just the one I keep in here. I also have books here on my desk, and like all in my desk and things like that. Um, and now we will be doing shows because again, what box? That's a hashtag that I always use. What box? I write in so many different genres. I'm not in a box. I'm a girl who has, tattoos, piercings. I write fantasy. I write all types of things. I'm going to talk about all types of things. We're going to hang out. We're going to laugh. We're going to do shots, or we're going to drink water, whatever we're going to do. And we're going to have a good time. So just rock with me. Just rock with me. And I'm going to rock with you. Let's support. Just support. So like, comment, share. subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next review. Peace.